Welcome to this video on the upcoming fight between Canelo and Berlanga. Obviously already had a press conference and really done some press conference interviews and other press in the month leading up to this fight. Obviously we've got now, I believe, a week to the fight as this video comes out, so just getting into it. I think it's a very odd fight, really. Berlanga seems to be on the come up, 22 wins, no losses, but overall Canelo is that sort of next level of fighter. And the reason for this, I think Canelo knows he's slowing down. He's now lost one of his titles, and he has to sort of go backwards slightly to probably regain his confidence, hopefully. Or if he knows he wants to go down to that low competition, still win, still have big fights, but not have that sort of level of opportunity of the opponent winning. I think he is slowing down. I think he is trying to take these fights to mitigate that, where he knows these guys are less experienced, so he can use that experience to beat the faster, younger fighter. You know, Berlanga hasn't had these fights experienced at the top level yet, and that Canelo has. But I think Canelo really is thinking, if I have this fight and I beat him, later on down the line, if Berlanga makes it and it is a big star when he gets into his prime, that looks good on my all-time record, and it's something I can talk about. So overall, we want to see Canelo in the Crawford fight. We want to see him in fights with Bivol, you know, and the top guys in these divisions he is in and can fight at, and it's not happening really. Crawford may happen, but there seems to be a problem with now. Canelo wasn't willing to discuss the fight, and that's what's been put out there, is that he wasn't willing to discuss the fight until after the Berlanga fight against Crawford. And Turkey Al-Sheikh is not happy about not discussing, not knowing where he is with the fights for Riyadh season and beyond, the cards he wants to put on. So he wants to go, look, we want to make this fight, yes or no, and you either say yes or you say no, and he's not coming back to you. That's what it seems like. He's not looking to muck around, and to be honest, why would you? You're putting that much money into the sport, that much. You can have any fighter you want. Yeah, you want to make that super fight, and it's the fight everyone wants to see, to be honest, Canelo versus Crawford, but he ain't going to wait around for you. And do I think there'll be a discussion between Canelo and Turkey Al-Sheikh if he beats Berlanga? Of course, I think that discussion will happen. I think Canelo will go back and say, I want that now. Are we able to do it? And look, is there any real bigger fights currently that could be on the cards? Any big super fights? No, I don't think there is. I don't think there is a super fight on the cards that isn't already confirmed. So, you know, you got Usyk, Tyson Fury, December. Bivol's already fighting. Yeah, who else can we have fight who actually brings a massive draw to the sport? Canelo and Crawford really does. So Berlanga, in the press conference I've seen, that happened I think a week or so ago now, so was trying to really get on Canelo's skin, was really not respecting Canelo for what he's done, trying to annoy Canelo, but really Canelo's seen it all before. He knows he's got the experience in there. Trying to get under Canelo's skin is just impossible, to be honest. It may have worked for other fighters that Berlanga's fought, but overall, that's not how you're going to beat Canelo. You're going to beat Canelo because he slows down, and that's what you're going to be looking for. You're going to be looking for them options where you go, look, Canelo is still going to be as good at finding shots and doing all this, but he may be a slight bit slower, and a counter that never worked before could work now, and that's what he's going to be looking for. That's the way he's going to win. He also has a slight reach advantage, which will help him get them counters in. But overall, against Canelo at this stage of your career is sort of a big payday. It helps you with your career and your personal life, but overall, it's not going to be the one that gets you to that title. If he does win, I mean, that's a big statement, but there's a lot of if, and Canelo is so good. There'll be a point where he diminishes enough where these younger fighters, if he carries on fighting these guys, will have chances to beat him, and Berlanga may have chances in this fight, but overall, too experienced, still at the top level really, Canelo, and so I don't see how he doesn't win. Also, Berlanga in his last fight as well, and he has some problems with staying calm in there. If he's getting tied up and getting annoyed that things aren't going perfectly for him, or he's not getting them shots off, or the opponent's doing well, there are points where he gets annoyed, and the referee has to step in and stop him and sort of not take a point away, but more, let's not do that again, otherwise I will take a point off. And I think that's been in points where he's been slightly annoyed and not fully annoyed. With that, he's got annoyed and then he's been winning, so he's been fine. In the Canelo fight, there'll be lots of opportunities that Canelo will take, and he'll take a majority of the fight will be his, and he'll be pushing you, which will cause frustration. So he's got to keep calm, he's got to wait, he's got to understand that Canelo will win rounds, and probably majority of rounds, and the way you win is you touch him with a couple of little things, and you get that shot off that you're looking for. Wait. If you don't stay calm and they start getting frustrated, it's going to be a quick night for Canelo to get you out there and ready for his next fight. He's got to pick the shots, got to use the reach advantage, as I said before, and just touch Canelo and just try and you may lose a round, but just make Canelo think and doubt, and that's the way you're going to beat him. Just be faster. You've got to be so fast. Don't look at destroying him with one punch. It's never going to happen. Touch him with the fastest shot you've got, and then get out of there and use that reach advantage to back off a bit when needed, or stopping him coming in. Berlanga, I think, will lose this fight, honestly. I don't see how he doesn't, but realistically, it's not a bad thing on his record for Berlanga. A loss to Canelo, it is what it is, especially in that side of this end of your career. Gives you a lot of a boost in financial, and gives you a boost in actual experience with a top guy, and the very much at the top end of that pound for pound ranking. Canelo, of all, in all time, when he retires, he'll be up there. But I think there is a thing that, there could be a Berlanga win here, but overall, I don't think he can stay calm enough and just composed enough to actually just go, I'm going to touch you up at a distance and just give you a few things, and not really solely commit to just getting a KO constantly. I think even if you get Canelo hurt, you've got to be so careful in there and be very, very smart. And Berlanga isn't at that stage of his career with the experience he needs to be able to beat a Canelo. I think Canelo gets it done KO TKO, but I do think this could show a few little things where Berlanga is slightly faster, and it'll be a concern. Not a concern, I think Canelo knows himself. I think his camp knows himself. That's why they're taking this sort of fight. And that's the point. It will just show the world that he is slowing down a bit. This is why Bivol got through. But overall, the Crawford fight is still there, and I think they have to go for that and take that. Once they see this fight, that actually, these younger guys are getting there and actually touching you a bit here. He needs to go for that Crawford fight where he has the weight advantage. Because Crawford's definitely going to have to come up some weight. And where he has, the weight on his side, really, of where it's sort of more where he wants to fight than Crawford, and get it done, because Crawford's not getting any younger. This super fight isn't going to be around forever, and I think it's very close to the point where you could see a problem where this fight never gets made if it's not made within the next year. So please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.